Welcome to World in 5. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has challenged the Zimbabwe rugby flagship side, the Sables, to use their presence at the Rugby Africa Cup in Uganda to promote brand Zimbabwe. Addressing a Zimbabwe rugby delegation at State House ahead of their clash against Kenya on Sunday, the president incentivized the Sables' quest with a $100,000 token. The Sables are taking part in the 2025 Rugby Cup Africa Cup, with this year's edition serving as an automatic qualification for the 2027 World Cup finals. The winners of the Africa Cup will automatically book a place at the Global Showcase to be held in Australia.
Diplomats to promote our country's image, our tourism and investment prospects under our engagement and re-engagement policy. Be assured that our nation is behind you. Government will continue to support you, and I, your President, am confident in your dedication and your sporting abilities. And congratulations in advance. As we embark on your journey to qualify for the World Cup, may your excursions yield great success for our country. Go out there and make Zimbabwe proud. We wish you all the best luck. Go Zimbabwe, go team Zimbabwe. I have prepared monetary token to assist you in your preparations. I will hand over $100,000 to you.
Africa should come up with a sustainable funding model where it mobilizes its own resources rather than rely on outside development partners for its programs in order to safeguard its sovereignty. This came out this Thursday during the 47th ordinary session of the Executive Council of the African Union member states being held in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. Foreign Affairs and International Trade Minister Professor Amon Muruira is part of the delegation attending the session as chairperson of the SADC Council of Ministers. The meeting is being held under the theme Justice for Africans and People of African Descent Through Reparations. Pan-African Parliament President Chief Fortune Charumbira is also attending the event.
One of the issues was to review the document, the report from the Permanent Representative Council of the ambassadors at the African Union. That report was touching from finances to multilateral cooperation, also to the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. When it comes to finances, we've been looking at the budget of the African Union, and the key highlight basically is that our budget, about 80% of our budget, 77% to be exact, is coming from partners. And the African Union has made it a point that we want to move away from over-dependence of partners, because it basically interferes with our programs. Because you can't program boldly using borrowed resources or using given resources. You program boldly and sustainably using your own resources.
The Zimbabwe African National Congress, an opposition party in Zimbabwe, says government should do more to honor the legacy of the late Vice President and founding father Dr. Joshua Nkomo. The former Vice President, who was known as Father Zimbabwe, died on the 1st of July 1999. President of the party Timothy Ncube believes the day should be declared a public holiday in honor of one of the country's founding fathers. His sentiments come at a time when the ruling party ZANU-PF is also pushing for the same honor for the late former Vice President.
To honor the late President Dr. Joshua Nkomo, a national hero and founding father of the nation, I am pleased to announce that the Zimbabwe African National Congress has proposed declaring July 1 a public holiday. Dr. Nkomo's tireless efforts towards our country's independence, unity and progress are a lasting legacy that continues to inspire us today. Declaring July 1st a public holiday will be a befitting tribute to his memory and celebration of his invaluable contributions to Zimbabwe's history and development. We urge the government to consider the proposal and work with us to make this a reality.
The Zimbabwe Republic Police has impounded about 65 illegal pirate taxis in Marondera during a 2-day blitz under an operation codenamed No to Mshikashika and Plateless Vehicles. Superintendent Jasper Manyanaire, who is responsible for administration in Marondera district, urged those who want to venture into the transport business to fulfill all the requirements before operating. He said of late, the police have been receiving cases of robbery and kidnapping involving pirate taxis, adding that efforts will continue to maintain a presence on the ground to ensure peace and order.
Marondera district, we embarked on a 2-day operation No to Mshikashika and Plateless Vehicles. During this operation of Mshikashika, we managed to arrest 65 vehicles for various offenses, which ranges from plateless vehicle and roadworthy, and again in other. We are just appealing to members of the public to desist from using Mshikashika and use the proper transport service vehicles. Of late, we have received so many cases of robbery, kidnapping involving Mshikashikas. That's why we were targeting them.
The United States has announced sweeping changes to its non-immigrant visa policy for Cameroon, Ethiopia and Nigeria, cutting the duration and conditions under which most travelers from those countries can enter. The U.S. Department of State says nearly all non-immigrant and non-diplomatic visas issued to citizens of the 3 countries will now be single entry and valid for only 3 months. It says this is part of a global reciprocity realignment, a sharp shift from previous visa terms which often allowed for multiple entries over 2 years or more. Nigeria also offers single-entry visas valid for 3 months for those planning to visit the country from the US. However, US citizens can get visas of up to a year in Cameroon and 90 days in Ethiopia, so it is not clear how the US announcement is reciprocal in those countries. That's all we have for Old in 5. Have a good afternoon.